Ellie Harper and Sam Torres were the kind of couple you couldn't help but love. They met in high school in Dustin, Nevada, a dusty little town where dreams seemed to dry up faster than the desert ground. Ellie, with her wild curls and infectious laugh, was the heart of any room. Sam, quiet and steady, was a mechanic with a knack for fixing anything, except maybe the hand life had dealt them. They were 24 and 26 in the summer of 2018, and they were ready for something more. Ellie grew up in a trailer park, raised by a mom who worked endless diner shifts. Kids called her names, but she had a fire in her that no one could snuff out. Sam's dad left when he was a kid, leaving him to help his mom keep the lights on. Together they were scrappy, in love, and determined to beat the odds. Have you ever felt like the world's stacked against you, but you've got that one person who makes it all bearable? That was Ellie and Sam. They were each other's everything. But Dustin was a cage. Ellie worked 2 jobs, waitressing and cleaning houses, barely making ends meet. Sam fixed cars for a boss who paid him scraps. They dreamed of a house by the coast, a life where they could breathe. Every paycheck went into a jar labeled freedom, but it was never enough. A medical bill for Sam's mom drained their savings. Their landlord raised the rent. The world seemed to say, stay small. But Ellie and Sam weren't built for small. They wanted more, needed more. Their love kept them going. Late nights they'd sit on their porch, Ellie sketching their dream home and Sam promising to build it someday. They weren't just surviving. They were planning. And that's when the idea hit. A road trip. A chance to break free, to see the world beyond Dustin's dusty streets. By July 2018, Ellie and Sam were done waiting. They decided to hit the road, a grand adventure across the Southwest from Nevada to California. They'd camp under the stars, eat at roadside diners, and maybe find a place to start over. They poured every cent into their 1987 Ford van, a rusty beast they called Betsy. She wasn't pretty, but she was theirs, patched up with Sam's skill and Ellie's optimism. On July 12th, they loaded Betsy with a tent, a cooler of snacks, and a playlist of their favorite songs, Springsteen, Fleetwood Mac, and some cheesy pop Ellie loved. Ellie's mom hugged them tight, tears in her eyes, whispering, "Be careful." Sam's little brother, Tommy, gave them a map he'd drawn, hearts marking their stops. The road stretched out before them, full of promise. They planned to drive Route 50, known as the loneliest road in America. It was perfect, quiet, open, a place to feel free. Ellie posted a photo on Instagram, captioning it, "Chasing forever with my forever." Sam grinned beside her, one hand on the wheel, the other holding hers. They were unstoppable. Or so they thought, but freedom comes with risks. Route 50 is desolate, miles of desert, no towns, no signal. It's beautiful, but it's unforgiving. And somewhere out there, their dream would turn into a nightmare. 3 days later, on July 15th, a trucker spotted Betsy on the side of Route 50, 200 miles from Dustin. Doors flung open, keys in the ignition. Ellie's backpack sat on the passenger seat, her phone inside, screen cracked. Sam's wallet was in the glove box, $20 untouched. A half-eaten bag of chips lay on the dashboard, like they'd just stepped out. But Ellie and Sam were gone. No footprints. No signs of a struggle. Just silence. Route 50 isn't called the loneliest road for nothing. It's a stretch of nothing but sagebrush and sky where you can scream and no one hears. The police were called, but they were stumped. No tire tracks, no witnesses. It was like the desert had swallowed them whole. Back in Dustin, panic set in. Ellie's mom, Linda, called every hour, her voice breaking. Tommy plastered missing posters everywhere, his hands shaking. The town buzzed with rumors. Did they run off? Were they kidnapped? Or was it something worse? Have you ever felt that sinking dread, not knowing where someone you love is? That's what Dustin was living through. Hope was fading fast. The police launched a massive search. Volunteers combed the desert, helicopters buzzed overhead, dogs sniffed for any trace. But days passed with nothing. Route 50's vastness seemed to mock them. Miles of emptiness, no clues. The media picked up the story, calling it the vanishing of the road trip couple. In Dustin, the community rallied. Candlelight vigils lit up the town square. Linda clutched Ellie's old sweater, sobbing, "She's out there." Tommy, only 16, refused to give up, biking to every gas station with flyers. But whispers grew darker. Maybe they'd been taken, or worse, maybe they were dead. The not knowing was torture. Ever lost someone and just wondered? Prayed for a sign? Any sign? That's where their families were, stuck in limbo, clinging to hope but dreading the truth. Then, a week later, a hiker found something, a scrap of red fabric on a cactus, a mile from the van. It matched Ellie's shirt. The red fabric was the first real clue. Police scoured the area and found a key, half buried in the sand. Not for the van, but something else. A padlock, maybe. Then, under a pile of rocks, they uncovered the worst, a shallow grave. 2 bodies, badly decomposed in the desert heat. The coroner confirmed it, Ellie and Sam. Cause of death, blunt force trauma. Someone had attacked them, brutally, and left them to rot. Dustin was gutted. The couple who'd dreamed of freedom was gone, their lives stolen. Linda collapsed, unable to speak. Tommy punched a wall, screaming, "Why?" The town demanded answers. Who could do this? The police traced their last moves, gas station receipts, a diner security clip. In the footage, Sam looked tense, glancing over his shoulder. Ellie's smile was forced, her eyes darting. Something had them spooked. A waitress at the diner, 50 miles back, remembered Ellie and Sam. They'd argued with a man, mid-40s, rough, with a scar on his cheek. He'd been eavesdropping, and when Sam called him out, things got heated. The man stormed off, peeling out in a black pickup truck. The waitress saw him tailing Betsy as they left. The police released a sketch, and tips flooded in. One name stood out: Carl Grayson, a local drifter with a rap sheet. Scams, theft, assault. But why target Ellie and Sam? The answer lay in something Sam had stumbled into months before, something dangerous. Ever feel like you've crossed the wrong person and there's no going back? That's where Sam was, and he didn't even know it yet. Months before the trip, Sam worked at a sketchy auto shop outside Dustin. It was a front for a smuggling ring, stolen goods moving across state lines. Sam didn't know the full scope, but he saw enough. One night, he caught Carl Grayson loading crates into a truck. Sam confronted him, threatening to go to the cops unless he got a cut. Carl wasn't the type to negotiate. He told Sam to back off, or regret it. Sam, desperate for money, kept digging, taking photos, asking questions. Ellie begged him to stop, terrified of Carl's reputation. But Sam thought he could outsmart him. He was wrong. Carl had been watching them, waiting. Their road trip gave him the perfect chance. Carl tailed Ellie and Sam from the diner, his black pickup blending into the dusk. That night, as they camped off Route 50, he struck. Under cover of darkness, he attacked with a tire iron, fueled by rage and greed. It wasn't random. It was personal. Sam's photos threatened Carl's operation, and he'd do anything to protect it. The betrayal stings, doesn't it? Ellie and Sam just wanted a new life, but Carl saw them as obstacles. He left their bodies in that shallow grave, thinking the desert would hide his crime. Ever felt that rage when someone's greed destroys something pure? That's what this was, a crime that screamed for justice. Carl thought he'd won. He hid in a rundown motel, but the police were closing in. The diner footage, witness tips, and that key, it all pointed to him. The key opened a storage unit packed with stolen goods, proof Sam's photos had rattled Carl. They found the murder weapon, a tire iron with traces of Ellie and Sam's blood. In court, Carl played the victim, claiming self-defense. But the evidence was ironclad. On December 10, 2019, he was sentenced to life without parole. Dustin cheered, but it was bittersweet. Justice came, but it couldn't bring Ellie and Sam back. Ellie and Sam's story broke hearts, but it also showed the power of love. Linda used community donations to build a memorial bench on Route 50, engraved with "Forever Free." Tommy visits yearly, leaving wildflowers, vowing to live the life they couldn't. Their story reminds us to hold tight to what matters: love, hope, the people who make life worth fighting for. What do you think? Did this hit you as hard as it hit me? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more mysteries that twist your heart.